I've been very, very lucky. I went from 0 to 40K a month in 90 days consulting, and great business, great lifestyle business. As I've kind of evolved over the last 6 months of building my own business, it's like, well, shit, if I could rewind 5 years, I would be focused more on how do I diversify my income? How do I reduce the risk of where I make my money every day to make sure that if I got cut, like I could still be okay.
All right, Blake, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks. Honored to be here.
Present, dude. Okay, you've been building your go-to-market company in public. Yep. Okay, let's talk about that, because especially right now, like in the economy right now, I know nobody likes to talk about it, but it's wild out there.
Yeah.
Right now, tech companies laying people off. We won't name any names, Enrique.
Everyone out there.
Everyone is laying people off. What's your take on everything that's going on right now as far as like the sales and marketing world, like go-to-market strategies? It's getting disrupted a little bit because we don't have any salespeople anymore. Yeah. Like marketing, every marketer I know doesn't have a job. Most salespeople I know don't have jobs. What's going on? What's your take?
I mean, do you want the hot take?
Yeah.
What I'm supposed to say?
Hey, it's live. It's live.
All right.
Whatever you want to say, dude. Hey, you signed the waiver.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever you want to talk about, dude.
I mean, it's interesting because, like, obviously I've hired a lot of those people, and a lot of them don't have jobs. Like, they've gone through 3 jobs since. Like, I left the corporate world 12 months ago, exactly 12 months ago.
Okay.
I actually plan on going back. I thought I was, I'd been really fortunate to be part of some amazing companies, 3 specifically the last couple of years, 10 years or so. And then when I stepped away, I thought, okay, I got 4 little kids, dude. I need a break. Like, I need to not build a high growth startup for a few months and like focus on my wife and kids and take a break. And so when I left, I thought, okay, we'll take the rest of the year off, hang out, bought a boat, like did that whole thing. And we just played for a couple months, and going in November last year, I was like, okay, I got to start, if I got to find a job, and started meeting sales leaders, founders. And it was like the same conversation over and over, right? Like early stage founders, I love early stage companies, and they're like, oh, we'd hire a sales team, we built a sales team, and then it didn't work out, and we let them go, but now we're ready. Like, we're going to hire our sales leader, we're ready now. And I was like, dude,
this is the same story.
Wild. Like, how
it's insane.
Like, it was just the same thing over and over again. I feel really fortunate to like seen that stage a few different times and like built those playbooks, and it led me to what I'm doing now full time, which is I work with early stage founders to build repeatability in their go-to-market functions. And it's been a hell of a journey. Like, I didn't decide to do that really till like the first week. Well, it was over Thanksgiving last year. My wife had a handful of offers, and like, bless my wife's heart, dude. Like, I just said, you know what? I don't actually want to go back.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, that's great, but now what? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
So, and I was like, well, I'm just going to consult. Like, that makes sense. I could do this. Like, everyone else needs help. Maybe I'll figure this out. And so, first week of December, I'm like, all right, we're going to try this and start building a consulting business and see if I can like build some repeatability there. And it's evolved drastically over 9 months. I mean, I've been very, very lucky. I went from 0 to 40K a month in 90 days consulting, and great business, great lifestyle business. Like, I see my kids every day. I can take them to school every day. I'm there at 2:00 when they come home every day. Like, and I can choose who I want to work with, how much, how many clients I want, how few I want. And, watching the evolution of what's happened in the last 12 months and B2B tech specifically, it's like everyone raised all this crazy venture money. I was part of one, raised $100 million in the last year.
Was that, which one was that?
Workstream.
Okay.
Workstream, yeah. Incredible company. Like, we did incredible things. I mean, when I joined, we were $400K of revenue, went to damn near $20 million in 2 years, and built a 85-person sales org. And of course, they went through layoffs because everyone else did too. And honestly, what I started to realize more and more was like, at the end of the day, man, I just got to look out for myself. Like, I got to look out for me and my family. And like, my income is solely dependent upon one employer. And as I've watched my friends go through this, and I'm like, these are incredibly talented people, sales leaders, like good people, and they can go get a job and get cut like that. And all of a sudden, like, they can't even pay for their food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get it, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, sometimes I have a hard time because I know how much money's in the bank sometimes at these companies, and I get it. I'm just, at the end of the day, I'm probably just not a big corporate guy. That's the reality.
Yeah.
I'm not a corporate guy. I'm not good at it, and that's probably why I've never worked at a big company. Right. So, anyways, I as I've kind of evolved over the last 6 months of building my own business, it's like, well, shit, if I could rewind 5 years, I would be focused more on how do I diversify my income? How do I reduce the risk of where I make my money every day to make sure that if I got cut, like, I could still be okay, right? Or if I lost one, do I have other streams that are making me some money, right? Yeah. And so my focus has shifted a lot the last 4 or 5 months on that. And then a big catalyst is that I don't know. I'll dive into this. Like, so I've been really fortunate to build like decent following on LinkedIn over 10 years. I mean, I've done it for 10 years. It was not like an overnight thing. And all my business comes from LinkedIn, like posting content, right? Like, I just get business from it. And LinkedIn blocked me a few months ago out of nowhere, like literally deleted my account. Dude, this is a shit show. I deleted my account. I woke up one day, I was like, hey, your LinkedIn's gone, you've been banned. And I was like, okay, like, I've seen this happen. I know a few people like this has happened too. So I reached out and they're like, oh, it took a few days, they got it back going and like turned it back. And I'm like, okay, this is a mistake. Yeah. And so I have email and support, and then all of a sudden, like, the support rep's like, dude, you're permanently banned. Like, due to the number of offenses, you're and I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Permanently banned, dude. Like, what does this mean? So, dude, I'm like panicking at this point because like
that's your whole thing.
That's my job.
Yeah.
100%. Like, recruiting, consulting, content, like anything, any streams of income that I even like was thinking about, was dependent upon LinkedIn. And I spent 7 days in legit turmoil, going back and forth, fighting with LinkedIn. Like, they had no reasoning behind it. I wrote a full article on it. It's on my Substack. It was a wild experience, and like such an eye-opening experience to me of like, okay, I've never been laid off. Yeah. I think that's as close to being laid off, and the emotional experience of that, of like, I was ready to work at Walmart, dude. I told my wife, I was like, if I got to work at Walmart, I got to work at Walmart. Cause like, I don't even know how to like get in contact with CEOs that I might know, right? Which sounds stupid, but like, I mean, what's so easy on LinkedIn, just look someone up and shoot them a message, right? Yeah, like now that's gone, and they wouldn't even let me get on LinkedIn anymore. So, anyways, it was such an aha, like, epiphany of like, well, shit, I got to reduce the risk of that. If that ever happened, I don't own my content on LinkedIn, like,
you don't own
don't even own my damn profile. You know what I mean? Like, and if they decide they hate me one day and it's gone, it's gone. And like, how do I reduce?
And you got it back though.
I got it back.
You got it back.
Literally the last email, thank God for some amazing people out there that know executives in LinkedIn. Turns out it was a mistake on their end, an overlooked thing. I don't know. That was literally the only email I got from a support person. And then someone higher up emailed me eventually, was like, so sorry, this was our mistake. We didn't mean to do this. And dude, they turned it back.
That happens so much though. People just getting banned for no reason.
No reason.
They just like LinkedIn. I've heard that a ton on LinkedIn. Yeah. Bro, that's scary.
Yeah, Chris Orlob, it happened to him. That's why I was texting. I was texting Chris. I was like, dude, he has 120,000 followers. I'm thinking, his whole business is LinkedIn and building all his content business. And I'm like, holy shit. And I'm texting Chris, and he's like, anyways, super helpful. I got a few people that went through it and were incredibly helpful to get back.
Dude, that's insane. But I like what you mentioned here, because I want to go on dive into this, because it is something that salespeople should be aware of. Because I went through a layoff.
Yep.
Via? Tech company. Yeah, Via. Yeah. Yep. Got laid off at Via. And I don't know, they didn't want to call it a layoff, but they've had a bunch of layoffs.
No, it was a strategy shift.
Oh, what they called it was they were like, we were getting rid of dead weight. I was like,
that's pretty bold then, I guess.
I was like, I was only there for 6 months and I was hitting all my ramp stuff. What the hell are you talking about, dude? Dead weight. I was AE too. Anyway, I got laid off. But dude, it was like the most, for me, it was the most, one of the most peaceful experiences ever. I was like, oh, dude, this is sick. Oh, they laid me off. I was like, all right, sounds good, bro. They were like, we need our laptop. I was like, come and get it. And no, I drove it to him. I'm not that cool. I gave it back.
It sounded great though.
But it was for my experience was because I went through that so much that I was like, dude, that's when I realized salespeople were just expendable.
Yeah.
You're just expendable, dude. And it sucks to say that because like that's who we are.
Yep.
But as soon as it doesn't make sense on the bottom line, you're out.
Yeah.
And so I actually got in a ton of arguments with people when quiet quitting was a thing on LinkedIn. You remember that? I was like, dude, I literally got in an argument with a past guest of mine on the pod because I was like, dude, what are you talking about? I was like, even if like he was a CEO and he was like, maybe you should just work harder. And I was like, no, dude, because no amount of work can stop this.
Right.
We've all seen it. Like, yeah. And I was like, so why should I give a shit about you and your company? I don't have any equity, and if I do, it's not real.
That's worth anything. Yeah,
it's absolutely. Not. It's worth $1. Mm-hmm. and I was like, if I have equity, it's not worth anything. If I stop making sense to you financially, if your McKinsey consultants come in and I'm not on their hit, if I'm on their hit list, I'm out.
Right.
So like, why should I care about you? And we went back and forth, but that's when I realized too that sales is like the best thing because I didn't have a panic attack when I got laid off. Because I was like, I'll just go sell something.
We'll go sell something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so I think that has the salespeople. But I'll tell you what, though. Enrique and I were just talking about this. The tech company hired all those people, gave them all that money. And now we have like this oversupply of 1 year, 2 year AEs in a business who think they should be making 200 OTE.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, and it's hard because it's been good years the last few years.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and I've hired a lot of them. Right. Like, we go through this, like they only know good years. And when I have reps that are making 200, 300, $400K, and then all of a sudden we're in the shit time. Like if you're selling a tech, man, you're going to get your ass kicked for the next while. Like it's
for
not
a little bit, dude.
Easy out there by any means. And I think it's caused this like effect of where people like Cody Sanchez, who, you know, if you follow like, everyone's like, okay, well, now what? Like, how do I go make 200K a year doing anything else? Mm-hmm. Because the thought of being in tech sounds brutal.
Dude, well, and by the way, I am a big proponent of like tech isn't the only. Like I've made more money outside of tech than
I feel ignorant to feel like I only learned that in the last 2 years.
Oh, really?
I mean, I legit, like I thought tech was the only way. And honestly, but to be fair, I spent the last 10 years in tech, and I only knew it, right? And it was good. It was boom time, right? Like just only
the last 10 years in tech were good.
It was good.
Yeah.
And now I'm like almost embarrassed to admit, like, well, shit. I you know, the last 12 months as I've gone through and I made my first acquisition 45 days ago of a Unsexy business, right? Yeah. Like, I look at it and think, wow, I am mind blown at how small business owners make way more money.
Cash money.
And in a stable business that's like, dude, it doesn't matter what the economy's doing.
Like we're in.
People are paying for HVAC services. You know what I mean? Like people are.
Dude, an HVAC company's dope. Plumbing company's dope.
They're killing it.
I'm from the Midwest where like I knew that like, and I cut my teeth in sales in cars. I know car sales people today who are making $100K a year.
Well, people are always buying cars.
People always
really matter. I just bought a vending machine business 45 days ago. People are always buying snacks, dude. Doesn't really matter if they're making money. Like you're buying out of my vending machines at the airport or whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
like, so like, yeah, dude. And that's a great point because I did the same thing. So I actually got laid off again from as of, you know, the recording of this. From a marketing company. Sales didn't make sense anymore. Yeah. It wasn't cutting the bottom line. And so I was like, screw this, dude. I'll just do my own thing. And I want to let people, you know what's funny is like tech, there's a term in tech called cash flow positive. Isn't that funny?
Most businesses are should be cash flow positive.
It's called profitability.
Yeah. I mean, the irony is like, I probably spent 10 years not realizing that, right? I mean, my dad was a small business owner growing up. Yeah. And so, you know, he could not wrap his head around what I did. You know,
you're like,
very, and I want to be clear, very successful small business owner. Yeah. Like for 45 years, and he exited the business.
What do you do?
Construction.
Oh, yeah.
Freeway construction. Like,
cash.
Yeah, just concrete. Like, no one gives a shit. No one really cares. Turns out, like, he found a niche that, like, kind of only 2 or 3 people in the entire Western US do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing printed money. And at the end of the day, it was like, how many miles of freeway need to get poured? And he would come in and like do special grinding on it. And that was it. And like, no one cares. No one thinks about it. You're driving on your freeways all day long, and his company's out there doing the work in the middle of the night that just causes traffic and stuff. And that thing made a lot of money, and it sold for a lot of money. And he couldn't like wrap his head around I work for companies that do 40, 50, 60 million, but like burn equal amount. You know what I mean?
And it's such a fun thing to talk about because I like Cody Sanchez. He like buys boring businesses. Walker Dibble, he does the like acquisition entrepreneurship. Yep. I like those guys. And it's just, so I started a really unsexy business, kind of in the same vein as you, like just recently.
Cool.
But it's just like, and I tell people that it's outsourced SDRs. Unsexy,
huge demand.
Yeah.
I get that question every day, like almost every day. People need it. There's so much demand for
it. And what crazy thing is like, I don't go to tech. I go to not sexy businesses who need salespeople.
Smart. Tech's oversaturated.
Yeah.
Everyone's mom owns an outsourced SDR. I was going to start an outsourced SDR shop.
Yeah.
And then I realized like, I'm not going to do this. This sounds terrible.
Right. Yeah. You're like, tech is crazy. This is stupid. But listen, accountants, like we have an accounting company. We have a crypto company.
Yep.
We have a 2 marketing companies.
Yep.
We have an old, they're called PlatePal. They sell, this company's crazy. They, when you go to the DMV, it's terrible. Imagine doing that as a dealership for 400 cars a month.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. So they just were like, hey, they like have a special process. They'll do it for them.
Oh, genius.
Crazy.
They just outsource that.
And they just like, we need salespeople. We just need more dealers.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
so smart.
I go, okay, boom.
Beautiful.
And like, we got unsexy businesses is like,
dude, I will salespeople. What you've done so well though is like the benefit we've had. We've been in tech for a long time.
Yeah.
Like I've been surrounded by the smartest people in the world. Like Harvard MBAs, consult, whatever. Like you learn the shit. I didn't even go to school. I don't know shit about like barely. I didn't know what an MBA was. You know what I mean? Like
sure.
But you get a MBA just vicariously by working through these companies, and you understand things that like some of these other businesses just haven't done or understand before.
Yeah.
I was supposed to take over my dad's company 12 years ago, right? When I first started my career, right? And I look at it now, and like the irony is now I'm looking for like his company to go acquire. He sold it, but like, and I would not want to take it over. But like, I'm like, shit, if I could rewind and like go take that over, the things I would do now that I know how to do it, you know what I mean? It's, there's so many things you can do. Take what you've learned even from tech and go apply it to some of these other businesses.
Well, and it's easy now to go, because we're looking, I mean, we just started, but now the possibilities are endless because we can go into these unsexy businesses and buy an accounting practice for 50 grand.
That's right. Yep.
Nothing. And they have 900 tax clients.
Yep.
And so what do you have to do to, like, you don't need to go buy any more business. You need an SDR, we're going to change his title to an account manager, and he's going to call all 900 people throughout the year.
Yep.
And just remind them. And we're going to that it's wild when you, but this is the thing is like accountants need construction. They're not called salespeople. They're called project managers.
Right.
But like it's a salesperson. It's like they need to go, all right, we're going to bid this job and we're going to convince them that we need to do that we're the right guy, and then go do it. And that's a lot of salespeople are like, and this is where I actually got the most heat from tech guys. Cause I was like, my hot take in sales was sales is sales.
Yeah.
Like I sold $150,000 Beamer, like Benzes, to CEO. Like, who do you think's coming in and buying those?
Right.
Like I was like, it'll take me a minute to learn the nuances of your tech.
Yeah.
But I can sell your $20,000 your tech.
Yeah.
To a CEO.
I'm embarrassed. 8 years ago, I was probably that sales leader. I was like, oh yeah, but it's not tech sales. And
right.
I've come full circle. Dude. I've come especially the last 5 years.
No,
dude,
you're awesome, man.
Tech, sales is sales.
Sales is sales, dude.
It truly doesn't matter. And whether you need to know how to use Salesforce and outreach, like, doesn't really matter.
You're like, dude, watch a YouTube video.
Yeah, exactly.
They were like, I remember I walked into my first thing and they were like, how'd you learn outreach so fast? I thought you never used it. I was like, dog, I typed it in on YouTube.
There's a few videos
Actually, Outreach has their own YouTube channel. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Where they walk you through demos all day?
Yeah.
Which is wild, dude. But I like it though. I mean, tech is fun, dude. And I think it'll bounce back. I think it's like
it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's gonna take 5-6 years, and that's cool. Like at the end of the day, I think what I did wrong, if I rewind 5 years, is like I just over-indexed on it, right? Like I was caught up in the good years. I all of my net worth is tied up in tech, and then all of a sudden when it's not, then what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, well, I think if I could rewind 5 years, how do I diversify my bets and say, well, what industries are not going away? Like what's not just vending is not going anywhere, dude.
No.
Like people are still going to buy snacks,
Right.
no matter what.
Right.
HVAC, they're still going to buy. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. There's so many other businesses, and that's where like all of this over the last 12 months has just inspired me. Like, okay, I'm gonna build a holdco and go acquire multiple companies, and I want them lean. I don't want to build a huge team. Like I just want highly profitable companies.
I think
multiple industries.
I think Cody Sanchez has talked about this before, but you know what was crazy business was that I saw one time, because I got my bachelor's in accounting, and then just been in finance. I did finance for a little bit of my career, but those storage companies, holy shit.
Storage facilities are incredible, man.
They're insane.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick Huber, he's another guy. Like he only does storage.
Yeah, long-term, like renting facilities.
Genius. Like he does. So he builds publicly. Like he's built such an incredible business. I think if I'm going to quote this wrong, but like he's got $100 million in assets. And I think he's 30, 31, something like that.
Dude. I mean, buying up public storage right next to these places is just money, dude. Like,
dude, there's one literally down the street here. Watch it. They built it. In fact, I cold called them like 2 years ago when they built it. Two partners, they built it out of the ground. It's tiny, and it's like behind the tiny car dealership, right, which is down the street. Yeah. And they sold off to Public, or I forget, one of the big names. Yeah. And like within 2 years, and they completely rebanned. I'm like, my dad lives next to a guy that up in Heber. That's all he does is he builds them and then he flips them right away. So like they're building out into a massive one, and all the big guys come in. They don't want to go build them and have all the capex that goes into that. Yeah. And they just acquire them as soon as they're out of the ground.
Yeah, they get out of the ground, you get,
and they hold them forever.
Because people will come and do it. They come buy storage compartments. So you fill it up 50%, and then whatever, maybe not even 50. I don't know the business that well, but
though they're higher than 50. But like, I mean, they print money, and you think about you have one manager probably. Like I've never owned one. My grandfather owned one, and he ended up exiting in that business as well. But like, you have one, maybe two managers depending on the size, right? Like I'm not expert in it, but they just, at the end of the day, it's a lean business, low capex, and they make money, and it's subscription revenue. Yeah, dude. And mostly, dude, that's SaaS before SaaS was SaaS.
Yeah, for real. Well, and that's why, I mean, I know you came full circle, but I've gotten in so many arguments with people, SaaS leaders. They're like, oh, tech is different. I'm like, no, it's not. Do you think you're the first person who's ever had a subscription model?
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm like, bro, I have a subscription model.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
E-com has subscription, dude. I'm like, they're like, oh, but it's just like most people don't really know what our tech does. I'm like, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's not a marketing pro. That's a marketing. Like if you can't tell people what it is, dude. I remember working for them. I remember working for my first company, and I was like, so what do we do again? And they said a bunch of fancy words, and I was like, oh, so you mean like Loom? And they were like, well, and I'm like, okay, this is starting to sound a lot. I mean, like, look, dude, we'll sell it, but like, don't mess with me. Yeah, and don't put a bunch of HR words in front of me, dog. Like, I talked to another guy too. He was trying to tell me about a business, and I think people love people love complexity if they're trying to if it's their own thing. Because he was telling me this thing, and I was like, so you mean you just buy a lead? You're just a lead generation site? Because he was like, oh, you set it up for HVAC people. You do all the marketing for them and then sell the leads to the HVAC people. And I was like, oh, so yeah, like lead gen. He's like, no. It's like, nah. I've seen this before. I actually saw this on Twitter, bro. There was a 12-year-old telling me about this on Twitter. He was doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
He was like, no. But these guys but it's cool though. Like, I just think, like, whenever I pitch my business, I tell people, I'm like, it's not sexy. My tagline is door to door for B2B.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm like, we just cold call 100 people for you.
Yeah, I love it. That's great.
And people like that. Like I've gotten so many compliments because they're like, oh, I'm glad that we can just have my demos are 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because by the end of 10 minutes, you'll know if you want it, and if you don't, then I'm just gonna move on because I don't. But you,
simplicity in the model.
You said, dude, tell me about this. What other business ideas have you had that I do this segment on another podcast that I'm a host on, but like what other business ideas that you've had in your head that you didn't start that you maybe were like wild? So I'll tell you mine, like an example.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Mine was Ghetto Food Truck.
Oh, I like
Dude,
that.
food truck. It's called Ghetto Classics. It's called the Ghetto Classics Food Truck.
Uh-huh.
I'm from poor Iowa.
Yeah.
So Ghetto Classics Food Trucks are like ramen,
Yeah.
top ramen.
Yeah.
But not cooked. We'll
So
just break it up
you take
and
like
put the
basic
seasoning.
food and then you fancy. I'm like, dude, I love that.
Yeah.
That's like,
We'll do like break up ramen. No, it's not fit. No, dude, we just make you what you could eat when we were when we were only making $30,000 a year in my hometown.
Yeah.
Like break up ramen, put the seasoning on top, and then you have like chips.
I like
you take corn, like canned corn.
I mean, that's like taking a cookie, right? And like making it big and then charging $4 for it. I mean, isn't it? To be fair, like
it totally is, bro. Hey,
apparently it works, dude.
it works. I worked for Dirty Dough.
I know, dude. I'm the idiot that didn't come up with that idea,
Dude. But like,
But if it has a pink box though, like it'll sell more.
yeah, and apparently it's trademarked if it's pink.
Yep.
Fuck Crumble. Fuck those guys. Hey,
I'm just jealous, dude. At the end of the day, I'm just jealous. I wish I could sell cookies for $10.
They had a good one. Food trucks are crazy money though. Those are good
Are
businesses.
they? I've stayed away from food because I sold to that industry and it's a nightmare.
Well, restaurants are different than food trucks.
That's fair.
Restaurants, I wouldn't touch a restaurant with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
Food trucks, lean, low overhead. And what do you expect when you go to a food truck? It's going to cost a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
There's that's why, unless you're like a high-end Italian place, but that's why like McDonald's can only charge $1 or $5 for a burger.
Yeah.
But if you go to a food truck, they're going to charge you 15.
It's $15. Yeah.
So like, they have it. But anyway, those are mine. You got any crazy ones that you're like, man, I wish.
Dude, I wish
You got
I had
business
like
ideas every
crazy-
day?
I wish all the time.
All right.
All the time.
Yeah,
It's like
give me like your
it's-
top three.
It's the problem of like, well, what I work through now is like, okay, well, how can I make a couple $100 here and there all the time?
Okay.
And if I do that enough, yeah, I'll figure it out. And ultimately, what I'm trying to just optimize for is like, can a couple $100 become a couple $1,000 here and there,
Right.
And like build on top of that. I am probably at this point mostly out of the camp of starting something from zero again.
Yeah, it's tough, dude.
It's tough.
It's
tough. And like, I'm like really fortunate to be in a spot where I think acquisition is kind of my only future option and like way to go. And I can do it and I want to do it honestly. And I want to be able to buy a business and day one, like making money.
Yeah.
And the 0 to 1 though, man, like it's no joke. And I just don't have to.
I mean, I got lucky with my 0 to 1 because my pod, like I had a fun.
You have momentum. It's different.
Yeah,
It's different, right? Like,
but I wouldn't want to do it again.
courses that like, but I also
selling courses.
But I have a following. It's different.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Yes,
it's like
yes.
I already have this business that's going, and I'm not gonna say it's be crazy lucrative. I don't care for it to be, but
No, but it's cool.
if it's stuff I'm already doing all the time, like
paid for
it doesn't take
monetize your
a
info.
lot more work. Like, so
And people will buy it. Like, I think, I have a little sales course that I do, because I wanted to get into sales consulting and training.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crazy industry to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid. So I was like, well, why don't we just make a sales company and I'll just train my own company?
Yeah.
Just did. Dude, I guess I got blessed with a little bit of ignorance, but our outsourced SDR companies, I mean, I know there's some big ones out there. Like I did my big research, but
there's
like,
a gajillion of them.
Yeah.
They're freaking everywhere. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
But to your point, most of them are targeting tech.
Which is why would you?
It's crazy. And like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's pretty wild. Like,
Yeah.
You have kind of two buckets. You have like North American based reps
Yeah.
where they'll contract with them.
Right.
And then you have completely outsourced reps out of Philippines, India, wherever, that English speaking, but like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, 2 reps are going to cost someone $9,000 to $12,000 a month and 6-month contracts. And like,
Oh, that's crazy.
a lot of my customers have worked with them, and I'm just like, holy shit, dude, I could do this in my sleep. And it's like they just send their scripts, they send it out, like and nobody gets leads from them, and I'm just like mind blown.
Here's the problem with a lot of those other ones, because I have seen a lot of like lead gen companies, but they do performance based, and I am so anti performance based in sales. One, like not commit, like we work for commission.
Yeah.
But like to me, a red flag would be like, to me, there'd be a little bit of a red flag if like you came up to me, I'll sell for free. I'd be like, so what's going on, bro? You know what I mean? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
But isn't that, I don't know, do you feel the same way, or am I
like
smoking
100% commission or just completely KPI? Like you pay me on outcomes only.
Yeah, like,
I mean, everybody wants that, but like,
but no one's
I just don't.
does your
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced it's going to work.
for
That's just like unrealistic.
it's not. Yeah, I mean, like small base.
Yeah.
Plus commission. Like I think you have to do that for salespeople because like nobody works for commission only.
Right.
And I've only had bad experiences with commission only reps.
Yeah.
Because there comes to a point where like
you get what you pay for.
Well, you get what you pay for, and like what's the big term in tech, or it's in sales, but there was a one in tech. I can't remember, but it was something like pay plans dictate behavior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Comp plans dictate behavior.
Totally.
Okay, well, that's all you need to know about performance only. So like these SDR companies, I'm like, I converted one person over because they were like, well, this guy will do it, and I only pay for the leads I get. I go, okay, cool. Well, call me in a week when he doesn't give you any leads.
Right. Yeah, it's super common. It's super common.
Just call me later.
Yep.
You know, and then the incentives are aligned. Like if you're paying me, I feel like I have to work, and you feel like you have to help me.
Yep.
It's like I can't just do this for you, right? Like it's your company, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Tell me your thoughts on this.
Yeah. I mean, look at door-to-door guys. Like, they are 100% commission based.
100%.
But it's you're taking a team, you're taking them out of their city, you're going to a different location.
You're basically giving them leads, though.
That's right.
Like,
that's right.
This street is who we're gonna.
It's a very different experience.
Yeah.
Very different experience.
Car salespeople are 100% commission. I was 100%.
I didn't know that.
Actually, everybody in the dealership is 100. Even the mechanics who turn wrenches are 100% commission.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Huh.
But that's different because I got 50 people walking through my door every day because Honda's advertising for me.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Yeah. There's an incentive. You want to be standing in front of that door.
Yeah. I'll stand in front of the door and I'll sell 2 cars a day. And if I sell 20 cars a month, I'm making $8K a month.
Yep.
Or 9 or 10.
Yeah. But if you have to go pick up the phone 100 times.
Yeah, but if you're like, hey,
it hopes you make it all.
Yeah, this is like Wolf of Wall Street shit. Like, here's the phone book.
Yeah.
Like, no, those days are over. Like, I just think we're past those. And I'm going to get a lot of heat for this right now. Some fucking YouTube chump is going to go in my comments right now.
Oh, that's okay. That's what
just make sure you comment.
We're watching, dude. That's
just make sure you comment a lot so they help the algorithm. Thanks for I told that one guy. I told that to a guy on TikTok once. He was clowning me. I made a sales video. He was clowning me, and I was like, "Thanks for helping my video get 30,000 views, bro." And he's like, and then he commented back. He's like, "The level of ignorance in that comment is insane." I'm like, "Thanks again." I'm like, "Fuck you." Dude, I was pissed, bro. Have you ever thought? What's the craziest? You make sales content.
Yeah.
What's the craziest, like, what's the crazy, like the thing you posted that you thought, there's no way anybody will disagree with this. Somebody did.
Dude, I don't engage. Honestly, I can't. Like, I got thrown up on one of those Reddit threads once. That was probably like 6 months ago.
Okay. I'm not on.
Neither am I, but like what is that? It's the best of LinkedIn or something. I don't know. I can't remember. It was like 6 months ago and trolled the shit out of me. And like, I don't know, dude. I honestly can't remember what it's about.
Yeah,
like,
I hear you.
I just, I'm actually not even good at like really engaging in like comments anyways.
Yeah.
Try to do it.
But you have one that sticks out in your head where you're like, damn, dude, I didn't think anybody would get that.
Oh, dude. I mean, I got some funny ones. Like, probably 7-8 years ago. Man, this brings back memories. I was working at Lucid. Yeah.
Right on. You know Rick Treferi?
Of course I know. I hired Rick Treferi.
Oh, really?
Dude, I got a crazy story about Rick Treferi.
He's my homie.
Okay,
I got him on speed now, dude. Shout out Rick.
So let me tell you about Rick, dude. So this is wild. I'm gonna send this to Rick. So,
Rick's gonna.
Hey, Matt, I think he was at SolarWinds. I think he was at SolarWinds before.
Yeah, I think he was at SolarWinds right before Lucid.
And I can't remember. I was hiring a manager or something at Lucid, and we were selling my house at the time, and he had walked through my house. We didn't know each other.
Yeah.
Didn't know each other. I think we were connected on LinkedIn. That was it.
Yeah.
And he walked through my house, and I think he saw my Lucid jacket in my closet or something, like a freaking creep, or I don't know. So like he shot me a message on LinkedIn, like, dude, I think I just walked through your house. And I was like, that's weird, but like we should catch up. I hired a manager, and anyways, long story short, I ended up hiring the guy, and like
Rick's amazing.
Freaking love Rick, dude.
Yeah, Rick's salt of the earth guy, dude.
Such a good. I think he kept that house. Speaking of income, I think he kept that. I think he still rents it out, and I think he moved to Hawaii. Didn't he go to Hawaii?
Yeah, he's in Hawaii right now.
Yeah, so
he's with my homeland. But yeah, dude.
Anyways, I can't. Oh, the Lucid. So like I remember. Shit, what I post? Oh, I posted one time. This is when I like kind of I cared more about like who's engaging on my shit and if people say stuff. And I remember I think I posted like I lied to my team, which is true. I did. Like I was just talking about like goals, and we'd stretch like if the number was 1.5 million, like I'd drive the team towards 1.8 as opposed to 1.5.
Sure.
And like a lot of times like they didn't even know the difference. It didn't really matter.
Well, yeah. What's the difference between 1.8 and 1.5?
Exactly. So like that was the whole point. And but the first time I was like, I lied to my team. Well, it blew up.
It's a great headline, dude.
It's a great headline. It's like clickbait is shit.
Yeah,
like
let's go.
Everyone could click that.
Not clickbait because then you told the story.
Exactly. I did tell the story, but like, dude, people troll the shit out of me. And of course, it went crazy viral to the point where like then like the PR team at Lucid's like pulled me in. I was like, okay, how are we gonna handle this? Like, should you edit it? But if you edit it, then it like looks bad. What's worse? Like people are taking screenshots of it. I'm like, oh shit! Like what did I just do, man? Like,
bro, were they salespeople?
All sell. No. Well, all my team.
No. The people trolling you, were they salespeople?
Oh, dude, I don't know. I don't remember. Okay. I'm sure.
Some people were salespeople. Some people.
Most of it was just like, oh, you're a terrible leader. Like, how could you lie to your team? And they're like,
you missed the whole point of
bless my heart's team, my team's heart. Like they're jumping in, like I'm on his team. Like it's not how it went at all. Like the team was stoked. Like we achieved a target. We overachieved.
Yeah.
And the point was like, look, all I do is drive the team to like a higher goal. That was it.
And by the way, everyone does that. Like
everyone does it.
And now they just do like, all right, this is our goal. This is our stretch goal.
Yeah.
This is our
super stretch goal.
Moon goal. Like
we're gonna tell the board this, but it's actually this.
Yeah, exactly. It's called sandbagging. Welcome to sales.
That's right.
Tool bag.
That's right. Yeah. Like, so, dude, I remember that one. That one spiraled me for a long time. It was.
Dude, that's so. I had one. It didn't go viral. Well, it went viral on TikTok because I mentioned on a podcast that I don't believe in selling to pain points. Like I think it makes salespeople assholes.
Yeah.
Like if, and by the way, everybody can see it coming from, like if you and I were on a call and I was like, so tell me, and I don't even have to say the word pain points, but immediately,
where it's
tell
going.
me what the biggest problem you have right now.
Yeah.
But you're like, dude, everybody, this is what happens on that call. So tell me what you're really struggling with. They go, they're like, okay.
Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. I'm struggling. Like my pain points are, and I'm like,
session.
And I'm like, stop it. I'm like, stop doing that. Like you already know, be a little bit assumptive. Be like, hey, Blake, you're running a consulting company. I bet you're struggling with leads. Am I off base? Okay. You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. Let me tell you how you help. And in 5 minutes, if you don't see it out, I'm out.
Yep.
And dude, people, how do you sell if you don't know pain points? Fuck you, bro. How do I sell if I don't know pain points? Stop.
You're talking to the same buyer every day, all day long. Like it's going to be tech. Like it's all the same. It's all the same.
Yeah. You're selling to CEOs.
Yeah.
And they all have the same, like, I don't know, dude.
99% of my customers, it's the same story. We don't even, to your point, I don't have that conversation. Like, let me guess, you need leads. Let me guess, you're at $500,000 in revenue and like you're founder-led sales and you want to hire a salesperson, but I can't actually afford it. Like, yeah, I get it.
And we're there.
Let's start there.
Let's start there. Yeah. Like I already know what's going on, dude. Yeah. And it doesn't put me in less of an authority because it doesn't make me weak. It's like I already know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite quotes is "You're special and unique, just like everybody else."
Yeah,
I get it. Right?
Yeah. I like
that. Your problems are so okay, but let's figure it out because
that's great.
But that was mine, and then I always get punked for. I stole it from somebody. So I don't know if it's trademarked or whatever, but he says closers are losers. And I loved that because I think that's true.
Yeah.
I get trolled for that all the time. Like,
Closers are losers. I've never heard that one.
you don't close deals? No, I do. Like, probably more than you. I just people don't feel like I'm closing.
Getting close, sure.
Because isn't that the idea?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm probably maybe a least salesperson.
That's good
that
though.
exists.
That's good
Like,
though. Yeah.
You know, we talk like Chris Orlob type people, man. Like that kid's, he's incredible.
Yeah.
You know, you want sales training? Go talk to that guy.
That's
you know
cool.
what I mean, like
I'll go check him out.
I'm too much of a casual, always sales person in my approach.
Well, but that's like, and I love the empathy approach. But it's the same thing, right? Like I don't need to.
Yeah.
Everybody can smell it from a mile away.
Yeah.
And if your job as a salesperson is to like disarm and like actually help people, right? Then why would you start with all of this same stuff that like
Every other salesperson.
every other salesperson is going to hop on the call and say that? And then, and Jeffrey Gitmer said, the famous line, which was everybody loves to buy, but they hate to be sold.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you can figure that out,
Yep. Yeah.
then you're fine.
Create a seamless experience. Like,
Yeah, it's just like, that's great, dude.
yeah.
We had that with marketing. I think a lot of tech companies don't market a ton when a lot of B2B buyers would probably just click buy.
Right.
Like you don't have a self-serve thing. Like I remember at one of my tech companies, we were selling like $8 a month things. And I was like, just put it,
What do you a salesperson for?
just click on it, dude.
Yeah.
I got Amazon products to sell for more than this, like at FBA. And I was like, dude, this is wild. But you know what, dude? I'm talking a lot of shit on tech. I love tech. It's great.
Dude, are you doing FBA?
No, but I know a lot of people who do.
Oh.
I want to start. You want to hear one of my business ideas?
Sure, yes.
Somebody should steal it because I don't have enough money to start it right now.
Let's do it.
It's sunglasses for fat heads. I got a noodle, man.
I love that
All my Polynesian brethren.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Like, and so the way the glasses are made, a lot of them only go to like 100 and like Oakley has like their XL, Holbrook XL. It's like 140, 138, 140 temple length. I measured my temple.
Yeah, I never knew that was a thing.
Yeah. But you figure out like, I was like, why do my eyes hurt? I was like, I need wider lenses or wider frames. And I would go to like these, it was like 138 millimeter. I measured temple to temple. Mine's like 170.
Damn.
And the Holbrook's trying to sell to me.
Damn.
And I'm like, they're like, oh, but it's flexible. I'm like, it gives me a headache. So mine's fat head sunglasses.
I like it.
We
I
start
think Fat Heads is taken, but
fat heads is,
yeah.
but and then hats for fat heads. Those kind of exist more, but you can't only do Amazon FBA with one product. You got to have like 2 or 3.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right. So that was
Like-
like hats and fat head sunglasses.
I like it. I did my first business ever was a tractor business. Like just like running a tractor and knocking weeds down. That thing printed money, dude.
Dude, all of these boring businesses.
Yeah.
I think that's what Cody.
I was like
told me,
16. 16. No, I started when I was like 12.
Yeah.
Because my dad had a construction company, right? And then, so I had access to tractors. I grew up operating tractors, and I was like, dude, I don't want to work at McDonald's like my friends when they're 14, 15 years old. Like $10 an hour. It wasn't $10 an hour back then. It was like $70 an hour. I was like, that sounds crazy.
Yeah. Dude.
And so I went around, dude, and like I would knock weeds down in California. I grew up in Southern California. And if you didn't knock your weeds down, they'd send you a fine, weed abatement notice. And they'd charge you a fortune. So I just come in and like undercut the city and say like, oh, I'll do it for $300 and I'll drive my tractor and knock your weeds down. And built a kick-ass little business, dude. That thing
Dude, yes.
printed money. And then
Way
I
to
sold it
go.
at 18, 19 years old.
You sold it?
Uh-huh.
Somebody was just like, hey, I want your weed whacking
A
business.
competitor, yeah.
They were
Yeah,
like,
he did the same thing, and I just
On a
had
bigger
this
scale.
portfolio of customers that
right.
every year
So, yeah.
do the same customers, and I just sold that thing off.
Dude, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, it's great. It's funny. Like I look back now, and I didn't think any different, but like sold that first one.
What'd you make it? What'd you sell it for?
I think I sold it for like $25,000.
Dude,
I mean, I was 18 years old.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
And he got a deal. You were like, sweet.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's great. And like, to be fair, I don't even remember knowing how I priced it. My parents helped me, of course, but like,
dude, that's killer.
And then I did a digital marketing business after that. You might like this.
Okay,
so
let's go.
Same thing. Like, my wife and I got married. We got married up here, and then we went to California, and like, I didn't know anything. I didn't go to school, so I was like, school's a joke. I did 2 semesters, and I was like, I can't do this. Like, this is not me. And so we left, went to California. I was like, I'll just start a business and make money. That makes sense. And like, it's ignorance, dude. Like,
that's awesome. But I love it though, dude. You're gonna kill it.
And like, so I called it digital marketing. I didn't know what the hell digital marketing was. Like, now what I know what digital marketing was. So I called it digital marketing. It was actually a great story. It was called Sequoia Digital Marketing. And I did that for 2 years, not quite 2 years. And all we did was like digital billboards, right? So like, we go into like high foot traffic areas, cafes, like restaurants.
Yes, I've heard of this.
Gyms.
Yes.
And I would sell them like only 80% of the space, so they could run their own ads on it. But then the remaining 20% I could resell to other customers, right? So like, you see them around. Now it's a big thing. I mean, this was 10 years ago. So like, now it's pretty popular. In fact, there's a company out of Salt Lake that does it, and they're pretty big.
Yeah.
And anyways, that thing killed it, dude. Ironically, subscription revenue, right? Yeah. So I'd sign a customer up. It paid $100 a month, and I'd run their ad on 30 locations, whatever.
30 TVs.
And it would run every certain time, like whatever. I calculate the foot traffic of each location, you know what I mean? So anyway, sold that one to a much bigger competitor. And
dude, why don't you have like 8X founder on your LinkedIn right now, dog?
Oh, because I hate that shit, dude. The day I get to delete my LinkedIn is like the day I've made it. So when I vanish, not by getting blocked, and I just like am gone, that's the day, right? Blake's done, dude. Blake retired. That's it. That's the goal.
8 exits. That's it.
Shit, no.
It's awesome, bro.
It's embarrassing.
That's killer.
Anyways,
dude.
yeah, it's like that was a catalyst for us to get out of California after that.
Okay.
It was like, all right, now we should get in tech. But you wouldn't talk about unsexy money, dude. I was just selling to local small businesses, like knocking doors, making shit up, dude. I had
but that's where you get it. Like that's selling, bro.
Yeah.
That like if you haven't done door to door or you haven't grinded I don't know, man. I feel like it's a rite of passage. Obviously, you don't have to do that to be a good salesperson.
Yeah.
But I just feel there's something fun about it, dude. I love going back and like going into like these companies just. Hey, is your owner in the back, dude?
Yeah.
Can I go talk to him real quick? I got an idea. Yeah, dude.
Knocking doors, dude. My brother-in-law worked for me for a little bit, and I was young, so like I was just like, hey, come to California, come knock doors for me, right?
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, we walked into a mattress firm, and he was like, come show me how. And this was like my first experience like leading a salesperson.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, dude, this is not hard. And like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Like, let's be clear. I was just like total pretending like, let me show you how to do this. Right. And I remember walking this mattress firm, I'm like, dude, we got to get this deal. Cause like, I got to show him how to do it. First door we knocked, we locked in. The owner's literally sitting at the front desk. No, not a single customer in there. And we sit down. We're there maybe 10 minutes and we walk out with a $200 a month contract. Wow. And I'm just like, this is awesome. And he's like, are you kidding me? How did that just happen? And I was like, of course I didn't want to say like, I actually have no idea how that happened, but like,
dude, I don't know, dude, I just asked.
Anyways, I remember those days. And it's so funny because now like buying this vending business a month and a half ago, like almost back to square one, like the same motion. Like, I mean, I'm not working on scaling it right this second, but like, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go knock doors. Like, I'll just show up.
Can I put a vending machine in here?
Exactly. Like distribution center and
you're like,
show up and
you a dime.
Yeah. And like, hopefully, there's something in my heart that like wants me to go back to those days. And
dude, it just takes you like, it's just back to like, this is how life
basic
is,
sales, human sales, not worried about like this auto dialer and sequencing and all that.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm like, dude, it's nice to step away from that.
I freaking love it. Well, Blake, dude, I appreciate you coming. Appreciate you being here, dude. Before I let you go, let everybody know where they can find you, all your businesses.
Yeah, LinkedIn's the best way right now. Maybe I'll disappear in 10 years, who knows? But find me on LinkedIn, shoot me a note. I'm not very good at replying to them, but email, of course, and I'm trying to get on Twitter. But I've been on Twitter a little bit, but I'm working on it. Yeah. And then my blog. My blog's probably the best way. I update everything. Substack. I'm building everything in public on there. So full P&Ls of all my businesses and what we're going to acquire, what we're continuing to work on and build. And I don't know, hopefully it'll inspire someone to do something.
Hell yeah, bro. Well, thank you so much, man.
Appreciate it.